Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. Still me, believe it or not. And it is Friday. I'm happy it's Friday. What a week, what a day this has been. And we have a lot to talk about. So, yes, it is Friday, August 27, 2021. Status post Jackson Hole, the Federal Reserve, Jay Powell. The market loved what came out of his mouth today. Anybody who is in this market was, I think, very excited to hear what came out of his pie hole. What's the takeaway? Let's sum this up here. So this huge, really much anticipated speech today from the Thing himself, Yellowstone, Powell. What did he say? Oh, well, I'm going to let you in on a couple of secrets. The biggest secret, he is in no hurry at all to raise rates. No hurry. And that's really no surprise to you if you follow this blog. I've been explaining to you for I don't know how long. The Federal Reserve is on a mission that they put into effect over a century ago. That is to own it all. To one day people become the lender and the buyer of last resort. They're on a mission to create slaves, nation slaves, individual slaves, via the mechanism of debt. And this is no shocker, none whatsoever to one of you, not even one that follow this blog. He is in no hurry whatsoever to raise rates. That's the entire takeaway. Very dovish in my view. Now let's look at what happened. Let's look at some individual assets and see what happened. So yes, record highs for the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. The Dow put on a nice gain today. The 10-year yield, people, we were just at 1.37 and change. We came down to 1.3. Okay? That's exactly what we need to see right now to help push this market higher. Having that 10-year yield in a range. The dollar reverses and dives. Well, why would that happen? Because more easy money is coming, more than you could possibly imagine. And crude oil today turned around big time. As a matter of fact, crude oil got bid up nicely. Gold and silver got bid up nicely. Cryptocurrencies got bid up nicely. For the overall market today, what came out of its mouth was, just glaring rays of sunshine. Glaring rays of sunshine. But let's look at the other side of this. What can we take away from this? We can expect the distortions. And these distortions that exist in the market today are off the Richter scale. We've never seen anything like this before. The distortions that already exist in the market are going to get monumentally worse moving forward. Imagine my shock here. I'm shocked. Let me see your shocked face. Remember, I can see you. Shocked. No, look, this is a game. When are people going to realize that what they're seeing is not what it seems? That's number one. Number two, it's all a game. It's all a game being played by not just the Fed, but central banks around the world, the IMF, who are just going to continue to issue more and more debt as our economy here in the United States continues to contract. Did you hear him today touting the economy, how strong we are? Really, as a percentage of GDP, our debt to GDP ratio is skyrocketing. Our economy is contracting rapidly as a percentage of GDP. We're not growing, but that's the lie that you're being told. Duh. Really, could you imagine my shock here? So people, what do we know? What can you and I take away from this speech today? Well, being that you are already light freaking years ahead of the curve because you follow this blog. Basically, you're not going to change a damn thing. You already are in the right spots. You're buying the market. You're riding the wave higher. You're trading the market. You wouldn't even dream of getting short this market unless you're mentally deranged, okay? And I know there are some that may be mentally deranged, but that's not you, okay? You're going to stay long the stock market. You're going to be hoarding anti-debt units, physical gold, physical silver. Let JP Morgan play their games. We're going to play ours, okay? We're going to bet against the debt hyperbubble. Like I said, does this all sound familiar to you? With regard to cryptocurrencies, if you're not on board, you haven't missed the boat. I can promise you that you have not missed the boat here. Cryptos are going much higher. Crude oil is going much higher. The stock market is going much higher. But you all know this already. I'm not telling you anything else that you don't know because you've been following this blog. What came out of its mouth today really was not a surprise to anyone. The Federal Reserve is frankly determined to hit their end game, which is to own it all. And in order to do this, they must continue to issue exponentially more debt with the help, of course, of the IMF. Okay, other central banks are all doing the same thing. The Fed funneling dollars around the world. You're not supposed to know that. But also keep in mind, people, and you know this, there's going to be a moment when all of these extra dollars that are floating around the world, in whatever form they may exist, they're going to come home to roost. Okay, they're already starting to come home to roost. We're seeing inflation today rise at its fastest pace ever. Okay, and so these extra bills are already coming home to roost. And the Fed's only exacerbating the problem, okay, by providing massive amounts of liquidity to the markets. And again, what are they really trying to do? They realize that if they stop this mechanism for a nanosecond, we're going to get a credit freeze. The whole entire system locks up. They will not allow that to happen. So what do? Again, it's a vicious circle. Okay, it's a deliberate vicious circle here. Issue more debt, issue more debt, issue more debt, issue more debt to keep the system liquefied, to keep the system moving. Without that, it's over. We implode and we turn into Mad Max. You're not allowed to know any of this stuff. Let me just look over my little notes here that I jotted down. I already told you he's touting the economy. Meanwhile, our economy is like it's in free fall. It's contracting at, I think, its most rapid pace ever in history. I already told you about the dollars coming home to roost at one particular time. Inflation is surging. Of course, the issues with regard to energy skyrocketing, energy costs skyrocketing, and shortages is being blamed for some of this inflation. And I mean, imagine my surprise. You knew that because I told you from months ago. And then here, this is kind of interesting, and I almost would have left this out had I not looked at this. So Powell, who at one point was not concerned about inflation because it was, not widespread, it was contained. Now he's saying that there is concern. So it's interesting how they flip-flop, but understand the main takeaway from what came out of its mouth today. The Fed is not done. Imagine your shock. How surprised are you to hear that the Fed is not done, that the Fed is going to remain accommodative? Love that word. It makes them all excited. Yeah, they love that accommodative word. They're going to remain accommodative, which means easy money for as far as the eyeballs can see. And then beyond that, we're going far beyond the sun. We're going past Pluto that used to be a planet, or maybe it's a planet again, I don't know, to the outer reaches of the universe. That's what's going on here, people. And I think you all are all extremely well aware of what is happening. And the other big takeaway from this, people, is understanding that what you're seeing here, all of this, not only is it deliberate, okay, the Federal Reserve continuing to run its inflation creation machine, okay, issuing debt through one door, buying it back through another door, rinse and repeat, over and over. This mechanism is massively inflationary. The Federal Reserve knows it. Everybody knows it. You know it. But again, it's going to continue going as we are hitting this surge in inflation like we've never seen before. We haven't seen anything yet. This is why you must bet against it, okay? You all know me, all right? I really believe this, and I don't know if you do, but I think I have a very keen insight into the inner workings of this market. I really do. It's only because I'm immersed in it and I study it around the clock, which makes me completely insane, as you can probably see. And understanding the mechanism here, what's going on, what's really driving everything right now. The propaganda as well from Fox Business and CNBC and Bloomberg, the distractions, the look here's. What we do here, you and me, okay, because we're a team, we clarify all that. We cut through it all and we understand what's actually going on, which allows us to have a crystal clear understanding of what we need to do. I'm not sitting here just telling you all this lovely stuff because I think it's interesting, which it really is. But you and I, like I've been saying a lot lately, need to take action. If you've been on my team for any length of time, you're already in all the right spots. You know exactly what you're doing. You know why you're doing it. You've been trading this market. You've been paying attention to my stock picks that I put up on my website, traderschoice.net, for free for anybody to look at here. If you subscribe to my newsletter, you get all extra perks too. Information on how to hedge your trades, what you should be doing instead of possibly buying options. It's all there on my website, in my newsletter. There are links in the description of this video. People, long video. I'm going to let you go now. Please pay attention to the things that have been said here in this video. People, love each other. Care about each other. Be charitable. I really love all of you. I will see you Sunday for my markets, a look ahead. And tomorrow, I believe you're going to see the Crypto Kid. I'm looking very forward to seeing you on Sunday. All right. Have a great weekend.